Episode of How to Get to Hakuba. Anyway, you'll see I'm in my thermals today. Yep, this is the best base layer ever. Thought I'd put them on and show you what they like. We prefer merino wool or anything smart wool. Stops the sweating, stops the smelling. You're going to be in them for every day. Depends how many weeks you're there. We always like to take a few pairs. It's really hard to wash in Japan. You might wash, but there's no dryer. Being wool, don't put them in the dryer, they'll shrink. We've found that out before. Everything wool-based for that bottom layer stops the moisture from getting in and trapping and staying wet. So if you have to wash them in Japan, you normally have to hand wash and then pop them over your little heaters. We have got one hotel that has got a good washer system, but other than that, you're on your own or you're at the dry cleaners. Who wants to do that on a holiday? So, base layer, anything wool, smart wool. These are just the Kathmandu merino wool. I think they're about $130. But you can get them on sale. Mon Royals have a real big sale at the moment, 40% off. So get on there and have a look. So this is my first layer that's going to go into my backpack. I'm going to take 3 with me this time, 3, 1 each week, see how that goes. Anyway, that's your first layer. So, on the Hakuba. So you'll fly from wherever you're flying from. We fly out of the Gold Coast, obviously, so we either fly from the Gold Coast direct with Jetstar, and that flies into Tokyo, Narita Airport, or we have flown out of Brisbane, Qantas, that flies into Tokyo, or Haneda. Haneda's fine, it's not a problem. If you get cheaper deals to go to Haneda, go to Haneda. It's not that far away. And it's just as easy to get into Tokyo, to get on the bullet train as it is if you're flying to Narita. Now, if you're flying from Sydney, Japan Airlines have some unreal deals that you can get on. Now, you might go via Singapore or somewhere like that, but I'm telling you now, that airline, bigger seats, the plane is absolutely pristine, and the service is none other than you'll get anywhere else. So we always try and like to go somewhere different. We have flown out of Haneda back to Sydney, back to the Gold Coast. Oh, way too long for us. So this time, yeah, we're flying Jetstar. But anyway, we'll see how that goes. But once you get your passport and everything in order, you book your tickets. We normally like to book them around that April, May, June time. You get the cheapest deals. Other than it being COVID, that's when they release really good seats. We fly into Tokyo, Narita. We get the Narita Express to Shinjuku. Now, the reason why we do this is because we will do if we don't do an overnight flight and we do through the day gets us there at around about 6:30, 7 at night. Now, the last bullet train to anywhere, Hakuba, Nozawa, Miyako, all those places if you're staying on the mainland, doesn't get you into those destinations till around 11:30, 12 at night. Now, there mightn't be a taxi when you get there. It's pitch black, it's dark, it's snowing. Unless you really know where you're going, don't bother doing it. What we like to do is if we're flying through the day, depends how cheap our tickets we can get, we will get on a train, the Narita Express straight to Shinjuku, get in a little hotel, which I'll show you the link to one of those that we use. It's really good. It's right in the middle of Shinjuku. Every restaurant's open till about 1 or 2 in the morning. You dump your bags, you go and have a fun night out, getting your food and whatnot. You have a good night's sleep, you get up the next day and you're pumped, ready to go. So, once you've had your night out, first night in Tokyo, unreal, great food, great atmosphere is unbelievable. If you want to have a shop in Shinjuku before you hit the slopes, go for it. It's the best spot to do your shopping. Also, so from Shinjuku, you go to Tokyo. Now these trains are so easy. You can either get a rail pass, a Japanese rail pass. Now, we only recommend a Japanese rail pass if you're doing lots of different gazillion trips on the Green Line. Other than that, it's not worth the money. It's just as cheap to buy your ticket there, get on the train and go. And then you're not restricted because the Japanese rail pass is either for 7, 14, 21 days and you have to use it up and you only get a certain amount of trips in those days. So if you're just touring Japan and you're not just hitting the slopes for a week and coming back and getting on a train, go for it because you'll get as many trips in as you can for your $300. But what we recommend is to just get there, the platforms, have the ticket machines, put in your station. There's so many people that can help you there, so don't be frightened of it. You'll need your cash. So you put in your station, you grab your ticket. It says in English, platform 24, Shinjuku to Tokyo. Yay, we're going. We're getting on that platform, we're heading to Tokyo. Once we get to Tokyo, we see the bullet train platform. Too easy, it's just called the Shinkansen bullet train. Now you'll get there, you'll buy your ticket either at the window or you can buy it on a ticket machine. Now, the tickets are about $85, they're about $90 Australian now, each. But it's great, it's an hour and a half to Nagano, and that's where we want to go to get to Hakuba. So, we get all our gear on, we sit down, hour and a half. At the station, there is little conveniences, and do yourself a favour, grab a little bento box. The food is divine. For that hour and a half, you sit there with your little bento box, you put your earphones on, the trains are so quiet. It's so nice. You relax for your hour and a half with all your gear everywhere. Up on top, in the front compartment, hence why I'm taking my bag this year. It's just going to go there like that. And then once you get to Nagano, don't go by train to Hakuba. It takes too long. You will go from Nagano to Hakuba on a bus. Too easy. Hop off, go to the eastern side of the bus station. You'll see bus station. Now, there's two ways of doing this. Once you get to Nagano, get all your luggage off, hook up and around, down, and then you'll see to the left, there's a little convenience store. Now you can just buy an I think it's called a Alapico bus. That's what that one is, Alapico bus ticket. Now they're $22, right? Now, there's no booking system here. You'll just grab your ticket, put your stuff right on the edge of the path, and a gazillion people will do the same. And God, just help you to get on that bus. But geez Louise, it's such a nightmare. But it's quite funny because you're going, is my stuff ever going to get there? Am I going to get on this bus? But this is where I come in. This is where we come in. If you book the Nagano Snow Shuttle bus online, the link's at the end of the video, it's $30 an adult. I think kids under 12 are for free. It's brilliant. You've booked your seat. You've got no problems. You'll see all the times. You just have to marry up your time to your train. They come, I think, every half an hour. The transport in Japan is unreal because you just do not wait for anything. So you'll get off the train, you know you've booked your bus, it's the Nagano Snow Shuttle, $30, you're there. So you get to the Nagano, you get to your Hakuba bus station, and normally you've emailed through your accommodation and they come and pick you up in a little minivan. If not, you're probably within walking distance. Now, the first time we stayed in Hakuba, we stayed at a place called the Rosenheim. Look, it was on Harpo 1 lift area. Brilliant spot. Can I say it was quieter? You had restaurants right on the snow. You walked out your front door, as you can see in some of those photos that we put, in the snow. You're in walking distance to the town. It was a great spot to start out with. For those ones that have got littlies that need to get to the learners' slope, they come and pick you up in a bus. But the Rosenheim on Harpo 1 was brilliant. You can stay in tanami rooms or just single bedrooms. The onsen is just looking over the mountain. And do yourself a favour, when you get there, strip off, because it'll be an all-day event and you'll be tired and cold. Get yourself into an onsen and then get yourself down to the bar, because it is brilliant. Once you have your onsen, you're warmed up, you're getting in the spirit of Japan and you're ready to go. So the food in that restaurant's beautiful. Don't bother going anywhere for the night, and then the next day you're on the slopes. Now if you have to hire gear, you've got Rhythm Snow Sports right in the middle of Hakuba. Too easy, camp easy. You get your stuff, they measure you. If something happens and you don't like the fit of your boots that next day, you go back and you get yourself some new boots, but really easy. So we normally book with Hakuba. That first time I booked on booking.com, now I just book direct. Book direct to Rosenheim. It's brilliant for the first time. We are staying somewhere new this time, but you will see that in the next coming videos. But if you have any questions about where else you can stay in Hakuba, don't hesitate to ask me in the comments, and do yourself a favour. Check out all those links we've put on there, because getting to Hakuba is a breeze. Getting back from Hakuba, you do the same thing. You book yourself the Nagano Snow Shuttle, because I'm telling you now, you get to that post office bus station and you do not want to just buy your ticket and line up with the hundreds, because the chances are you're wanting to get back on the Shinkansen bullet train at Nagano to get back to your airport, that's the word, airport, and it's such a nightmare. There might be 200 of you trying to get on 4 buses. So do yourself a favour, book your return trip with your Nagano Snow Shuttle, and that will save you just that little bit of element of stress when you're trying to get on the bus, and you can't take your bags on the bus, so you've got to really rely on the little Japanese people to pop your bag on the bus. While you get on, they put your luggage on. So a lot of people don't understand that, and they get on with their luggage and it just turns into an absolute nightmare, because the person's on but their luggage is not fitting. Anyway, do yourself a favour, book the Nagano Snow Shuttle to and from Nagano, and then you'll have no problems. Anyway, that's another video. Get your base layers, guys, look them up. We really like to wear merino wool, stops all that sweating. Cotton just makes you sweat, makes you cold. We don't want whinging, so do yourself a favour and pack those in your little bag. See ya.